Hello Loomers, it's Chodaros. We have another design by our favorite hook queen, Suzanne HB, or Instagram crazy just might work, and it does for us. So this one is called the Crushed Glass, and it is almost identical to the other bracelet that I posted a tutorial for, which was crushed metal. So it has the exact same center, and the only difference is the band that we pull out on the sides. So here's the back. Okay, so we start out with a single chain that will fit our wrist, and then we're just doing some looping techniques that goes through the chain, and then we do a technique that's exactly the same but outside of the chain. So it's kind of in and out, in and out. You can't tell once it's together, but it's nice and dense and well designed. So again, we're going to start out with a single chain. You can do it on your hook, but today I prefer to do it on my loom. I know there are a lot of you out there that are not able to use just a hook. So let's just do something out of the ordinary. I'm going to go up almost 2 pin bars in length. I believe about 25, and 2 pin bars is 26, but to fit a little bit larger than my wrist, I need to go above 20 or 21. So I'm going to go a little bit bigger because I do give my bracelets away. So I'm going to go to the second to the last pin bar and then just add my cap band. And this is the first looming we've ever done, which is just a standard chain. So we're just looping it up. Again, we always usually do it on our hook, as this is a hook only design, but just to change it up today, I thought maybe I would just loom up a single chain using glitter gold. I found a dress online. If you go to my Pinterest account, I have a folder that's called color combos, and whatever I find, whether it be bracelets, dresses, anything that comes up for a color combo that I like, I put in that folder. So you might want to check it out if you want some color ideas. There's about 500 posts, I think, in there. So I'm just gonna pull this off, and this was about 20 seconds faster than doing it just with my hook. And voila, my single chain. So what you can see, it's just a tad bit bigger than my own wrist. That was 25 pegs or 25 bands. Okay, so once we have our single chain, we can go ahead and move on to the next step. So if you need to pause, go ahead and pause to finish that up. So anyway, the dress that I found, oh, some of these bands are twisted up. The dress that I found had these colors that I never, ever, ever use, but I wanted to because I thought it was very pretty. So this orange, and these are LE bands, this orange is the, I'm just going to call it neon orange. I'm not sure what the exact Rainbow Loom color name is, but this orange is from like the neon pack. And then this pink is, I believe, from the firecracker pack, or it could be from the neon pack, I'm not sure. And then this next one here is the, like the neon or hot pink LE band. So they have just a slight different variation in their color, just not that easy to see. But what I figured I was going to do is all of the bands that were pulling up the center, I was going to do like an ombre. So here I did all of the, I think it's burgundy sweets going all the way up, and then I used the same color to pull out on the sides. And then this silver is going to be replaced with this glitter gold. Okay, so you want to go ahead and get your colors ready. And as I mentioned, you can go on my account, my YouTube account, and look at the other tutorial for a more detailed how-to on how to make this center part. I'm not going to go into much detail. I'm just going to loom it up. So you will need to know how to do Suzanne's leaf stitch. I'm not going to go into detail on that. And we're just going to loom up the center quickly, and then I can show you how to do the border. So let's grab all our supplies and we will get started. Okay, so if you can see in this one, I want to replicate as far as pattern wise color, like all the silver that's in there, I want to replicate it with and make it with the glitter gold. So if I want to do that, which we need to start out in our cap band, I need to alternate my colors because we're going to do the leaf stitch with one of my colors and then one of the glitter gold. Okay, so if you're going to alternate colors, in my case, the one that I want to show up on my hook as a loop is the one that I want to have underneath as I'm holding. Okay, so without going into too much detail, our leaf stitch, which is really common, created by Suzanne, just putting two bands together. The color that I want to be up on my hook I have behind, and then I have my next color. So I'm going under the first, over the second, under the first, over the second. Whatever one you want up on your hook, you're going to release, and the one that you want in your hand, you're going to hold. So it's always, in my case, my back band. So I just release that. And then this color is going to be what that silver is in between each band. Okay? So once you have this, we just want to pull it through the cap band. But before we reattach, we want to go up and put our hook through the next link, and then we can reattach it. So we want to mimic what we just did on the left. So we need to grab that color band and just pull it through the first band like that. And that gives me that center chain color down here, and then I just have color coming out on the side loops. Okay, so now that we have our single chain in the center, I'm going to go with my next color, which is this lighter orange, and then I want to go with a glitter gold. Again, the same thing. Under, over, under, over. And I want to pull it through everything on my hook. But instead of going through the next chain, I just want to attach it, because we're going to do one going through the chain, one outside of the chain. So we do the same process as far as adding another band to make it look the same. Like that. But as you can tell, only thing different is we don't have that center chain going through as we did the first one. Okay, so now our next stitch, we are going to do a center chain in the center, but we're going to go to the second. So we're only going to do every other center chain. So we go ahead with our next color and we do our leaf stitch like this. And then we want to go up two chains or two links. So that's 1, 2, stick our hook through, and then attach. So then I need to make it equal. So I grab my pink, just add it to that first band, close it up. Okay, so this one we have the center chain in the middle. And then you can see this one is on top of it. So then we want to do our next color in leaf stitch, which mine is my darker pink and my glitter gold, and pull it through everything. But because we just went through the center chain in our last stitch, we just close it up and then just add that same color to complete the look. Okay, so again, this is the crushed metal bracelet, so it's exactly the same. If you've already made, if you've already made that bracelet, then you should know exactly how to do this. Okay, so you can see this one is outside of the border. So because my color pattern is complete, I need to start over. So I'm going to grab my orange and my gold and pull it through all 4 bands. And before I reattach, I want to count up 2 chains, put my hook through, and then attach. And then add the other color to this side to match the left. So our center chain is in the center of this stitch. Okay, so it's every other, every other. So then my next color is that lighter orange, and I just repeat, taking it through everything. And when I have the center chain on my hook, I know just to close it up and put a matching color on the right. So that's what the back looks like. You still have your single chain showing. Okay, so I have to, ooh, I used the wrong color. Sorry about that. I need to use this color. Okay. So I need to do another leaf stitch, but I only have 4 loops on my hook. So I know when I pull it through everything, I need to go up to my second chain and then close it up. And then make it the same on the right. Okay, so I'll do one more, but it is really simple. So my center chain is in the middle of this stitch. So when I do my next one, I pull it through everything, and because I have 6 loops on my hook, I can close it up and then simply add the band to match it on the right. Okay, so because we have 4 loops on our hook, our next stitch has to go in the chain. So I need to start my color pattern over. So I go back to my orange, pull everything through. Before I close up, I'm going through that second chain, then closing it up, and then adding my next band. My next color ready. Got the single chain on my hook, so when I pull this one through all 6 loops, I know I can just close it up and then match it with that color. Okay, so again, it's every other, every other. You'll feel like a little divot in between. Okay, so let's finish that up to the end of our single chain, and then I'll show you how to close that one up and we will start the border. Okay, so I've reached the end of my single chain and I have 1 band left. I want to take that band off because you want to end with your center chain on your hook. So you don't want to end it where it's just the 4 loops. And then I'm just going to simply pull a band through and then either add your C-clip or a slip knot, or in my case, this is just a stitch clip. Okay, so here is the crushed metal and crushed glass center. So if you run your hand down it, you can see that it's bumpy because there is one on the outside, one on the inside, one on the outside, sorry, inside, outside, inside, outside. Okay, so we want to go back down and we want to start on through our cap band, and we're going to be working through these side bands here, okay, and we're going to be pulling. See, you have 2 loops here in the center, and we want to keep those loops in the center. We want to pull from these side loops. So the first one might be a little bit strange to you because, like, I'm going to use the same color, my glitter gold. We want to pull this through, but we don't want to connect it, and we want to leave this end open. So you kind of want to hold on to it. I'm going to turn my hook around so I can get a better angle. So because this one went through the hook, okay, so every one that went or through the single chain, I want to grab this back band out of the side. Okay, so here is the 2 loops. I just want to grab the back band there. Okay, and still leaving this right side open through my, and then I just want to stick another band through to capture both of them. So then this band will stay in place, and we want to go up to our next stitch. So you can see there's the back band I grabbed, and here's the front one. So that one is complete. We want to go up to this next teardrop and work out of that one. So we want to do every other. So this one is only the 4 loops on my hook, and I want to go into that teardrop on the side, and I want to grab the front band. Okay, now remember, you still have the 2 bands in the center. We're grabbing off the side, and then you just want to simply pull a band through all 3 loops. Okay, so this one we did the back, this one we did the front. Now we want to go back and repeat. So I want to take my hook, and then I want to go back through on this next one, the back band. And then I want to pull a band through. Okay, so I pulled a band through that one. That was the back band. Now for this next one, I want to pull out of the front band. And then pull a band through. So remember, you're always turning it to the side to make sure you're grabbing through these teardrops. And you're not grabbing out of these center bands at all. These center bands are staying together like that. Okay, so I just pulled it through the front. Now I want to pull through the back of the next band in line and just pull a band through all 3 loops. And then I want to go into the next stitch and pull through the front. Pull a band through. So I did the front on this one. I want to do the back, excuse me, on the next one. I did the back. Now I want to do the front next in line. I did the front. Now I want to pull the back of the next. So it's just every other, front, back. Super easy. I'm going to go a little bit faster. That was the back. Now I do the front. Do the back. Front. Back, front, So I'm always going behind the band. I'm not going through it, going behind it and bringing that hook through towards me. So that one was my front. So this last one I go through the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two, take them off my clip and turn my clip around to grab that one. And then I'm just going to take and pull those two bands on top, put this back on my clip and close it up. Okay, so that's what you should have. And remember, you still have these loops in the center. You never touch the front loops, you just grab the outer loop. So that loop is going on top of that somewhat single chain that we created. Okay? And that's what the back looks like. So I want to do the same. So I'm just going to turn it over. And remember that band that we used in the single chain? It should still be hanging out the side there. I guess I'm going to flip mine over to do it. Okay, so this is that chain we used in the beginning. So I want to put my hook through. And now I'm going to be working down. So the key is to remember which one you grabbed on this side and grab the same one. So when I look at this, let me turn it the way I had it. The first one that I grabbed was that back chain. So I want to go through and grab that back chain again and pull that one through. And now I just stay in line because I grabbed the back one. I know I grabbed the front one. And you're just always making sure everything is matching up. So now I go back through and grab the back loop. And then the next one is the front loop. Back loop. Front loop. Okay, so you want to make sure everything is matching up and looking the same. So it's the exact same as the other side. I'm just working down. So I grab that front loop. Now I need to go to the back. And it can be done so quickly. Front loop. Back loop. Front loop. Back loop. That's a thin band. In the front. So you can make this bracelet in probably 5 minutes, if not sooner. It's just always front, back, off of the side. Don't loom your front bands. Always the teardrop off of the side. And just as long as when you start the second side, you're grabbing the same order as you did your first side, you will be in good shape. See how fast that was? That's the back. So again, because my hook is turned, or my clip is turned around, I have to grab that first one out of there on the right there, and then I can reattach it. I just want to pull these bands through here and put that back on. So that makes it a little bit taut. And this end is, the cap band is loose. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this one that's a little bit tight back on my hook. And I just want to add just another band. And that way, whenever I go to connect it, it'll be a little bit looser. So then we want to grab our C-clip, our C-clip. And we are finished. So again, this is crushed glass. You could kind of frill it out if you want, if you pull it. I'm gonna pull it right now because I want everything to fall into place like it is supposed to. But there you have it. It's gorgeous. The side bands wrap around, and then you have your chains in the back. So very pretty design, very many different options, and it did not shrink up at all. So I'm still happy with the length. So a big thank you to Suzanne. Thank you for another great design. We surely love you. And make sure that you guys post your renditions to Instagram and hashtag Suzanne and I. You can also find Suzanne on YouTube with another gabillion little great designs, and look out for other channels such as Loves to Loom, Expert Looms, myself. We have other of Crazy Just Might Work designs. So once again, thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.